Right out to the corner. 5105.
Beautiful.
No, that's not going to fit in there, is it?
Yep.
Try them the other way round, so we do need to get these out again. And this might be a smaller post. And we've got right one way and really loose the other. Let's just try and turn the post around 90 degrees and see if the post just quite square.
Yes, indeed.
Look like they may have already been cut for the job. Well, we need to get one bit on first. Yeah, guys, that's not bad looking at it from there. Okay then.
That's perfect.
Probably it has to do with this. Now I can clean it, I'll see what's going on. That's not good. Well, we can sort that out as the bales come up, so we just want to stop it from kind of moving too much at the moment. So we need to do the same with this end. We've got one fixed. Yeah, this is good. Okay then, so someone's going to take the level and kind of move it around. Not quite. And what you want is it to be slightly tapered on the bottom, so that it literally fits in really nice and snugly and just protrudes into the board. And that's all we really need. Off at a later date. But with the corners, we have exposed ends of bales which are tied with a string. So we are limited to where the bale finishes. So we have to get the corners exact, and the bits in between can kind of just be as it falls. What we want, cut side facing out, it is literally just a case of trying to eye it through to the edge of the ring beam. And then pushing it down. And then if it's not quite right, you get a little bit of movement in the bale. But what you want to make sure is that it's not protruding over the end of the ring beam. The strings come on there. So if you get the saw, they do actually make a proper tool for this. It's a straw knife. We do have one there. And now that should tap up this way a little bit more. So you can get that
window.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. We need to do the same on this end. Is this end protruding over the edge of the... It is a little...
No.
Not quite, actually. No, that looks all right, doesn't it?
This is to tighten it up.
Bring that round. Okay, yep.
This is 106.
Now these,
Is that end bale being staked?
are these go together? No, like that. Like that. Okay. Now, what you don't do them like that, right? Because they're only held together with one small weld, and they can pull apart. Fine. Okay. So then, what you can do is compress the bale and then tighten the strings up.
Just persuade it.
Yeah? Okay, cut the old ones. Then you use things called bale needles. Ever so simple. Now we're going to go for a 500 bale here. You go through the bale at the string level, and it's a two-man job, so we need somebody on the other side. Yep. Now you need to tell me if I'm coming out at the level of the string.
Yeah, it's nearly 1 centimeter.
What, below or below? Okay, well, it's very important that we get this bit of string around that one, that bit of string around that one, because if we get that bit of string around that one and that bit of string around that one, all hell lets loose, because the whole thing's tied together. So if you just keep them, hold them like that, somebody want to take those, just, yeah, that's it. Make sure that they stay. If I pull it back through, you just let them run through your hands. Okay, and we come here. And in theory, those two now should pull apart.
Don't need to crack.
There we go. Now, you can see what could happen would be that you've got the two strings going through, and if they crossed over, what you end up with, if those strings cross when you pull them through, what happens is you may still have the same string going round, but if they're round the other one, you get the two bales tied together. Which is really annoying.
And so
With a bit of luck, that should go in there. What's this row? Is this row folded out?
Folded out.
cut side in.
And that's a good fit. That's okay. We can alter that around now. If we that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
very good. Right.
Yeah.
Now, if by any chance this one was a bit short, okay, so when you put it there, there's a gap. You don't try and fill that gap. What you do is you pull it tight to the doorpost. You don't waste this bale of straw. You pull it tight to the doorpost, and what you do is you pack that with straw.
I will find out.
Slide in.
Right up
No, I just got to come.
Side in.
Sorry.
Got room there?
Oh, God.
Could have said to you where I can tell.
Yeah, good clothing. Put your foot in the top. Yeah. Oh. It's a bow.
You've almost gone into halfway.
It's gone a long way, hasn't it? Much further than that one.
And we don't necessarily want a super sharp point. No. So, you know, that's kind of what we're looking for. So maybe a little bit sharp. Like the temp. Well, that's kind of what we're looking for. But with the billet, you've got to make sure your hands are clear, and you're always just cutting straight away from you. Okay. So, you go with the lights. If we just steady that bale.
Yep. Exactly, yeah.
This one on this end.
I think we're going to have to push quite hard.
That's not bad. You a little more.
Oh, you need stairs now?
Cut side out, this level.
Yeah.
How are we looking?
There is a clear deal. Push that in so that we trim it for you. Tight, so I don't time.
It gives a real good visual indication of whether or not it's going to rain.
Well, it's a spare one down there. Okay?
Oh! Spałdzian. Żeby interesowałem. If you go to Nama, it says the balloon.
Need to loosen that. Yeah. Hang on a second, just loosen this off. That's it. There you go.
We need the ratchet on the top.
Actually, right over the ring thing like this one.
Yes.
Yeah,
The ratchet needs to be up here on the top. That'll do for now.
Enough?
Yep, yeah, just a little bit to start with.
доска не так толстая, как эта, а 22 только. Все, тогда мы будем что-то ложить под этим, чтобы вырос. Где эти углы, там... Да.
Чуть, и все. Просто делать. Если у вас будет тут 4,90 или 5 метров.
It's nearly done now.
Nearly done.
Yeah, you just correct it a little bit more because this is so such small pieces.
Yeah.
But you can just, and it's so loose so you can take it out by hand.
Yeah.
If it had been more hard pressed and so on, you would have to use the machine. But here it's not necessary.
No.
Okay, cool.
So how do you think these angles, right? Exact?
It most likely.
If you take each one, make them flat in both sides, see how much is that,
Yeah. So
and then you take a few centimeters off.
You can also do that. Everything is possible. Just for test. These are the same what you are using your...
Exactly.
Ah.
I think it's easier for you to have the plates first than the beams.
Pagaid, mums vajag 45 grādus tā. Tad mēs viņu vienkārši griežam. Jā. Un reku, ja mēs tagad saulgriežam to maliņu, pie maliņas, tad mums te būs skaisti 45 grādu, un mēs salāgojam, lai šitas dēlīša gals. Oh, Mauzi, yeah! It looks so beautiful. It's lunch.
Lass den mal aufnehmen.